Behind me is the Ford GT500, the ultimate Mustang, the car that was meant to compete with Camaro's Z28. Of course, they aren't going to build that. This one's looking like the king of the pony hill. We're about to find out. Visually, the Shelby GT500 starts off with the 2010 Mustang styling upgrades, but the front and rear appearance are unique. The headlights, the aluminum power dome hood, and the grill intakes and fascias are all new. Many of those changes visually are functional as well. The chin splitter helps add a little bit of downforce or reduce lift in the front, and the wing in the back with the gurney lip spoiler reduces the rear downforce or eliminated lift slightly so that the center of aerodynamic pressure is closer to the CG of the car so that it feels the same at high speed as it does at low. Of course, under the hood, we've got a 540 horsepower, 510 pound-feet. It's basically last year's KR engine, but with a number of unique twists. A new air intake, for example, and knock sensors have been added, which allows them to make a more aggressive spark curve so that actually the torque curve is a little bit broader below the peak. Of course, the big news is the handling. This car has had a lot of changes to the springs and dampers and so forth, trying to split the difference between the really hard-edged KR of last year and the baseline GT500, which some felt was a little bit too soft. We're about to go out on the road and find out if the changes made a difference. Well, I spent the day driving the new 2010 Shelby GT500, and I'm pretty impressed. You know, my last experience with one of these cars was the GT500 KR, the $80,000 one that we had in our best handling test, and we didn't care for that one too much. The ride quality was very harsh. The steering wasn't very good, not very communicative, kind of slow, especially in that class of cars. And today, I find that, you know, though this was really kind of a minor update, they didn't totally redo the body structure or anything, huge leaps forward have been made. The spring rates and damping rates have all been changed, and I think the ride is more supple, even though some of those rates actually went up. But of course, it's a whole package. It's a brand new tire, an Eagle F1 supercar tire, tuned specifically for this car, unique, unlike all the other supercar tires out there. Altogether, you know, the steering is very direct. I think it is quicker, feels quicker than before. Not a lot of communication. We still got almost a 2-ton car with 58% of the weight over the front wheels, and they're fat tires. So you do not get the little nuances of grip at the road and how much of the friction circle we're using up that you might get in an M3. That said, though, it is easy to place this car right where you want it on the road, even though it is kind of wide. Some of the narrower stretches of Highway 1 today, it seemed a little, you know, big for the road. But the brakes are also quite easy to modulate. You can get exactly the amount of braking you want. They're nice Brembo 4-pot brakes in front, and special compounds for the GT500. Very impressed with that as well. The sound this thing makes is very nice. They've done a good job. They got a unique patented resonator that kind of cuts out most of the supercharger whine, just leaves a little bit left. Plenty of that V8 noise coming through. I really like the Mustang GT note as well. And this is different from that, but also quite stirring and quite nice. Obviously, 540 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque are always there at the ready, and it's an awful lot of fun to drive around on these roads when they're empty with all that underfoot. We're here at Northern California's Infineon Raceway at the press launch of the Shelby GT500. We're going to try and improve on some of our test numbers because the surface we tested on in Dearborn, Michigan was very cold, and these tires don't like that. We'll see if it does any better here.
In our acceleration test, the GT500 ran from 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. It completed the quarter mile in just 12.7 seconds at 118.1 miles per hour. In our braking test, the Mustang stopped from 60 miles per hour in just 109 feet. It completed our figure 8 course in 25.1 seconds at an average lateral G of 0.81. Its maximum lateral acceleration was 0.96 g.
So there you have it. At least at this point in 2010, until they bring out a Z28 Camaro, Ford's Shelby GT500 appears to be the king of the pony muscle car hill.